Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. How do you feel about how would you feel, posts being banned? Honestly, I think the issue goes beyond this one phrase. There are a lot of trash/spam/bait posts on this sub that are only allowed because they are phrased as a question. I don't even think the issue is spam so much as karma farming. When I see a post from 10 hours ago and then see another post that says essentially the same thing from an hour ago, it's annoying. Yup. Good old karma farming. Would you take $1 for doing this very little inconvenience? Then people go nuts over this crap and it gets 100 awards and 40 Kelvin upvotes. Agreed, but how would you feel is a lot easier to program a bot to auto-remove. It's also the most common. Ideally it would go further, but there would be a huge leap in COL for the sub even if it's just this for now. Pretty much it, speaking as a mod. It's tough trying to get something that's clear and not subjective to filter out karma bait and general low effort content, especially when Reddit is built to encourage just that. I feel good. Nah. I knew that I would, now. Why not, add your username is X, what happens, posts to the ban and I'm in. Please ban this. Your username is ____, what happens? People with quirky random humor usernames in the comments. Well. This is awkward. I've got money on the op having a second account just to make those kinds of comments. But how will I farm karma by expressing my very popular opinion? You post it on /r/unpopular opinion. For real. I posted a very unpopular opinion on there a while ago and got downvoted to hell. But then someone else posts some shit like stealing is wrong and gets 1 million upvotes and 10,000 awards. There are other question formats I'd much rather see gone before this one. Your username is now X. People who do an annoying thing, why are you the way you are? What is your least favorite X, and why is it Y? Would you accept absurdly large amount of money in exchange for mild inconvenience? The username ones I think are easy to define and should be eliminated. They add nothing of value. If I recall correctly, they used to be banned under the open-ended questions rule. I don't know why that's not the case anymore. Your Reddit username is now idiot, just like everyone else who upvotes this username question. How does this nearly entirely inconsequential change affect your life? People who do an annoying thing, why are you the way you are? Please God, yes. I hate this one so much. People who drive slow in the left lane. People who stand too close to me in line. They are clearly not actually asked to try and start a discussion and it just ends up with people in the comments either complaining about it or jerking themselves off over how great they are for not doing it. It's because anyone who actually fits that description gets downvoted to oblivion when they answer the question the post asks. So you either don't see them because their reply has 500 downvotes, or they don't comment at all because they know they'll get 500 downvotes. Those posts are just ways to complain about something you don't like, hoping Reddit will validate you by agreeing. How about we get rid of posts that are basically just asking what your username is? If your username became the description of your genitals, what would they become? Yeah, I hate those. Edit, oh god, what have I done? The little shred of sanity I have left, would appreciate it. Yes, the comma stays. It was here before you guys. Get used to it. Lol. That's a weird comma. Petition to ban that person's comma. Askreddit removed the ability to type in the body of an Askreddit post specifically because posters would use it as a soapbox to voice their opinion, without much room for discussion because they already answered their own question. How would you feel posts are basically statements? I remember the dark ages when you could find posts like what went through your mind the last time your boyfriend cheated on you with your best friend Stacy. I'll start. Back when it was Tell Reddit. I'm on board. Also on board. Source. I'm on plank. Yes please. The only people opposing this would be ones who get buzz off of getting karma after saying the same 5 things over and over again. But what about all that karma I got from my would you rather scroll through Reddit or TikTok per second? Can we also ban guys /girls of Reddit? What do you find attractive about the opposite sex? I especially hate the ones that ask about unconventional features you find attractive, and every third response is some dumb shit like, guys, I know this is super weird but I think freckles are cute. Does anyone else like thick girls or muscular forearms and stubble on men? HNNNNNGGGGG. Agreed. The answers are literally always shower, have a personality, don't be an asshole. End of list. Please also get rid of the ones about usernames. I really hate the if your username was real, what would it be? Or if your username described X, what would it be? Questions. God yes, finally. Now if only they added what screams posts to that. What screams this sub needs a quality filter. Okay, but can we do another one of those no sex posts for a couple weeks things like we did before? Askreddit's getting weird again. Girls of Reddit, what is the sexiest sex thing that you ever did during the sexy sex? Girls of Reddit, what sexy thing that guys do makes you want to do the sex? Guys of Reddit, what blatantly obviously sexy thing do you find attractive? Guys of Reddit, what is your totally fictional story about the time a sexy girl wanted to do the sex with you and made it completely obvious but you were so impossibly blind you didn't notice it? All of these questions basically boil down to Reddit, I'm horny and have no real world experience. Please help me wank. Keep it to weekends. What story do you have that I can jerk off to? So considering you guys are finally open to some more moderation, how about banning all those dumb threats that repeat on a weekly loop? What needs to just go away already? What do you hate with a passion? God tells you he can remove one thing for Earth, what do you pick? We all have enemies, but what annoyance would you still never wish on them? What seemingly common occurrence drives you nuts? You run an inconvenience store. What do you sell? What is something you just won't understand, no matter how many times you try to get into it? What social custom needs to just die out already? What lives in your head rent-free? If you could make one normal thing illegal, what would you illegalize? My grandma used to say don't use the word hate, say strongly don't care for. Well Reddit, what do you really F asterisk in strongly don't care for? I don't know, man, are you telling me we wouldn't have the opportunity to browse interesting and unique responses to those thought-provoking questions anymore? Don't forget the Daily Europeans, what do you find weird about Americans post that immediately rockets to the top of 10 Kelvin plus posts about guns and healthcare? Wait till summer when the horny 13-year-olds ask questions like what's the best sex you've ever had post every day. Honestly, our slowness with this debate was partly concern about over-moderation. The more stuff we remove, the more samey things could become. If we remove the top 10 most posted questions, we will just quickly get a new top 10 most posted questions. The longer you spend here, the less new fresh things you will see, same applies to most of Reddit and life itself to be honest. Removing username questions wouldn't upset me though. You just retire the champs. Forcing innovation is a good thing. Make a weekly sticky with those questions having their own comment threads inside. Bonus, it's now also an archive of all those questions so if someone wants to browse them, because they do sometimes kill time when you're waiting for an appointment or whatever, it's super easy to do so. It'll also smarten up the subreddit and encourage creativity. This sub is easily big enough for those threads, communities a tenth the size do very well with them. I'd be fine with this. I'd want that, they are pretty boring since most answers are yes and there's little discussion to actually have. The only how would you feel post I've seen that was interesting was how would you feel about needing the COVID vaccine to travel. It wasn't that popular, but it was an interesting discussion. I love the occasional one where the op clearly thinks they are being so clever and morally superior, only for the comments to tear them to shreds. Good decision, those questions are asked only to farm karma. Sex questions should be reserved for once a week too. How about never? They should go to an adult sub for that. r/Askreddit After Dark. Those kind of questions always draw a lot of attention to the sub. It's just tiring to see it every goddamn day. Yes, please, 100%. Please add the following to that list. Anything relating to people's usernames in any way, shape or form. Just put the word username in a spam filter. Superpowers. It's getting repetitive and annoying. We don't want to spend our time on this sub reading fiction. I mean, a good chunk of Askreddit answers are probably also fiction, but at least we can pretend they're real. Huge amounts of money questions. We would all take the money, close the thread. People who do X annoying thing, why are you such a dick? Types of posts. It's really just a low effort shit post and not even a genuine question. While we're at it, people, please stop upvoting low effort garbage. If nobody paid attention to this shit, it would die in you within like a second and a half. Yes, good rule. Ban them. You guys should add a repost rule that doesn't allow questions that have been asked in a certain time like a month as an example. Neither the human moderators or AutoMod can support that, so if you can think of something that can keep up with our 500 plus post per hour rate we will consider it. I have one idea. Delete reposted posts but only when they make it too hot. And also filters out questions that are in the top 20 or so most upvoted of all time.